So the Daniel Levy interview has come out with obviously Gary Neville on the overlap. If you ain't watched it, it is on YouTube, about 38 minutes long. But if you don't want to watch it, I'll break it down for you. The first 20 minutes or so was mainly just talking about the stadium and all the finances regarding the Premier League and the EFL and all the parachute payments, stuff that doesn't really involve Tottenham. There was a few bits about certain teams that are spending too much money and now they're struggling with the financial fair play. And don't get me wrong, obviously Tottenham financially are in a very, very good position with that, which I have to give it to Levy on that side of things. We are very good, but still no excuse not to go and spend money. But on the other hand, I say he was talking all about the stadium, how much it costs roughly. The likes of Man United are trying to claim their new stadium is going to be £2 billion, which he then raises eyebrows at, and so it's going to be a lot more than that. But he also said the 35 years we're paying this off, only 2% a year, something like that anyway. But it was a lot of like more financial, more boring stuff. Not what Tottenham fans really want to hear. We want to hear about, obviously, Tottenham. He then goes on to say that he thinks he'll only get credit when he leaves Tottenham by saying, I think it's one of those situations, when I'm not here, I'm sure I'll get the credit. When you come in and look at this wonderful building and the fact that the other clubs are now trying to copy what we're doing, this should be a sign that maybe we did do something bold and something right. Now, every Tottenham fan can agree, the stadium is unbelievable. It is probably the best in the world. But like that quote, I think it was Pochettino that said it, you can have the best house in the world, but the furniture inside it don't match. What good is it? He then got asked if Thomas Frank would be supported, which he then said, we will support him to the best of our ability. If you look at the transfer fees, we've been in the top 4 spenders since the stadium opened. We've spent close to 700 million net on new players. This isn't just about money, this is about having some luck, having the right balance in the team, having the right coach. There's a lot of things that have to come together. Now, yeah, he might have spent a lot of money, but this is where I think he thinks us fans are stupid. He's spent a lot of money on a lot of rubbish. There's players out there that he can go and get for the same amount of money, but it's the wages which is the problem. When we spend the likes of 50 million on Brennan Johnson, 65 million on Solanke, around 40 million for Archie Gray, they're okay signings, but they're not what's going to take us to the next level. It's when you can go and spend, like, well, I don't know, for instance, there's been players that have come and gone in different clubs that we could afford to buy, it's just the wages we will not pay. And that is the major issue with Tottenham. It's the wages. And every fan knows this. Now, this is the one that made me laugh. He got asked if he was involved in the footballing side of things, which he said, I do not interfere at all in the decision-making of this player versus that player. It was always the coach, always the technical staff. The only thing I get involved in is when they decide which player they want to buy, for instance, or which player they want to sell. I will go out and do all my very best for this football club. I'm not interfering with the football decisions, which we all know is a lie. Like, they say, for instance, Thomas Frank now is probably going, I need a left winger. I want Rafa Leao or Rodrigo. They're just 2 names. Not saying we're going to get them, but 2 names that we want. And he'll go, I don't know about that. Let's have a look at Grealish on loan, or let's look at a cheaper option at cheaper wages. He's not going to get in the players we want. I'm not having the likes of Conte, Jose, all coming in. They've all basically said that they've asked for these players and they didn't get them and they got downgrades, basically. I remember Villas-Boas coming out and said he wanted Hulk, and I can't remember the other players' names, and we ended up getting downgraded players. So he can say this all he wants, but we all know it's a lie. And finally, we go with this one. He got asked about trophies, which he said, we need to compete at the highest level. We will need to consistently be trying to win trophies because that's what it's all about. Yes, Daniel, that is what it's all about. So go and get us the players we need to be able to compete on all 4 fronts. Not mediocre players and average players. We're linked with players from Leicester. They got relegated, but that's what we're looking at getting. Go out there and spend the big bucks, and the fans might actually like you. So his face here sums it up for me. He was like this every time he got asked any question that was a little bit against him. Like Voldemort, mate. Honestly, like Voldemort. But let me know what you guys think. If you watch the interview, drop it in the comments what you think. So for me, I just want him gone. You can just see he's obviously very well media trained. He's a smart man, very smart man. And his answers, you can tell he's just trying to make you feel sorry for him slightly, as if I've done so much for this club. Yes, mate, you've done us a stadium, but on the pitch is what all Spurs fans care about. We don't just come to look at the stadium. We're not tourists, mate. We're fans. We want to see our team win. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if you could share it, repost it, drop me a follow, all that good stuff. And as always, up Spurs.